It is now season 4 and I have been playing this game a ton. I've been playing all day, every day, been in the stage against the absolute best players in the game, been wagering people. I won my first 2 wagers. If you did not check those out, the link will be in the description. Check those out after this video. This is my 3rd time making this type of video. As I play the game more and sweat more and more data is released about the badges, I find out truly what the best shooting badges are in this game, which is why I'm making an updated video again. I'm going to be telling you guys the best shooting badges for all builds, how they work, how to activate them, my personal badges, and the badges not to use. Let's get into this banger. Pristine Jerseys is coming with the heat. They just got the new city jerseys in. They have every sport. They have throwback jerseys, and they even have the short shorts from 2K. Link will be in the description. The first 2 badges we are going to talk about. Since the last video, my opinion on them has changed a lot. The first badge is Guard Up. Last video, I was really high on this badge. With the new data that's come out, I have realized this badge is not that good. The only time it activates is when your defender has their hands down against a yellow or a red contest, and it just increased the make percentage. Yes, that's good, but on both of my builds, the badge is a tier 2 and it's too expensive and it's not worth it. I try to take good, smart shots either way, and you should try to take good, smart shots either way. So it's rare that I get a yellow or a red contest, which is why this badge is not good. This is a badge we are not going to use. The next badge that my opinion has changed a lot since the last video is Space Creator. My boy Swag X Godly uses that badge. He also plays with Joe Knows in his videos. He uses Space Creator and he hits a ton of those space creating Ticino type shots, and it really does help. And there were some tests and it definitely gives you a big boost and helps you hit those Ticino type shots. So if you do like to add those into your game, definitely put on Space Creator. It is a great way to get a bailout shot, and if you're hitting them consistently like my boy Swag, it's so hard to guard you because you can just do a step back cheese spin shot whenever at any time. I personally need to add those into my game, but I've just been busy and I've been practicing drill moves and other stuff for these upcoming wagers. But I'm definitely going to practice those type of shots and probably use Space Creator in the near future. I'm sorry guys, so it's actually 3 badges that my opinion has changed about since the last video, and this badge is MIDI Magician. 2K Lab, my voice cracked, sorry about that. 2K Lab just did a video on this, and just having this on bronze helps a lot. And midis are a great bailout, like for the end of the shot clock and when you're tired, blah blah blah, and have this combined with amped, which we'll talk about later. It's a really good bailout at the end of the shot clock. So I'm definitely going to throw on MIDI Magician on my build's bronze when I get the extra badge point at level 39 this year. MIDI Magician, very nice badge to use. There isn't much to say about the best shooting badge in the game. If you watch me, you know what it is. It is Agent 3s. You need this on every single build you have. It is the best shooting badge in the game. And the reason why is because it activates on pretty much every shot except catch and shoot. Whether it's a fade, a dribble pull up, a dribble shoot, dribble run shoot, all types of shots except catch and shoot, you need to put on Agent 3s. The next badge is a must-have badge as well. It is Green Machine. It activates on all of your jump shots. This is a must-have badge on every build. Put it as high as it can go. There really isn't much to say about Green Machine must-have badge. Next badge is Blinders. I was really high on this last video and I still like it, but I don't like it as much. I thought it helped a lot on fades. It helps a little bit, but it's not as much as I thought, especially if you're not fading a lot. Like on my 6.7 and my 6.1, I fade a lot, so it's definitely a must-have on those. And on my 6.9, I don't fade that much, so it's not that not that much of a must-have. But if you do like to fade, definitely put on Blinders. How Blinders is activated is if they are contesting from your sides. The next badge, which is Clutch Shooter, shocked me. I thought it worked differently in the last video, but I just recently found out how it really works. If the score is higher than 15-8, regardless of what side of the ball you're on, like if you're winning or losing, it is activated on all your shots. So obviously not post hooks and dunks and layups, but like any type of jump shot. So as long as the score is higher than 15-8, for example, 20-12, 16-9, 21-20, anything higher than 15-8, both the teams have to have higher than 15 or 8, it activates. And let me try to explain it again. Let's say team A has 15 and the other team has 8. That's all you need. But it can't be 20-0 or 15-6 or 15-7 or 14-9. Has to be at least one team has 15 and the other team has at least 8. That's how Clutch Shooter works. The next badge is like a worse version of this badge. It's only if you're down 7 or more, and that is Comeback Kid. So Clutch Shooter is 15-8, higher than those, and then Comeback Kid is if you are down 7 or more. I would rather use Clutch Shooter every day of the week. If you want to use both to get an even bigger boost when you're losing, go ahead, but I would just prefer Clutch Shooter instead. The next badge, Corner Specialist, you activate it in the corners. It's a great catch and shoot badge if you like to shoot in the corners or you're a spot up. And if you like to fade in the corners, it's great as well. Definitely not a must have. That just depends on your play style. I personally don't shoot a lot of corner shots, so there's definitely no point for me to put it on. But if you do, you might as well put it on. Gives a nice boost in the corners. The next badge is Amped. I like this badge even more than from the last video. This really, excuse me, had a lot of stuff in my throat, pause. Anyway, Amped really helps when you're tired, and it activates when your stamina is less than 50%. And as you know, those shots are a lot harder to make. So because you're out of energy and the shot timing is slower and etc, etc. So I really liked Amped. It keeps the green window like the same and the make percentage the same the higher you run it. So I run it on gold and Hall of Fame on my respective builds. Actually, I lied. On my 6.9, I have to run it on silver because I do not have enough badge points. But if you get it on gold or Hall of Fame and you have the extra badge points, definitely run it. Next badge, I'm not really a fan of this, but I know for the casual player, this is a very good badge, and that is Catch and Shoot. The reason why I'm not a fan is because if I'm shooting an open catch and shoot, it's going in every single time. Like, I know my release and I know my shot perfectly. But if you don't and you really need like the extra boost, definitely put it on. If you're not good at shooting, for sure use this badge. But if you are good at shooting, I don't really think there's any need for it. I can shoot just fine and I never ever use it. Next badge is Limitless Range. It explains for itself. It speaks for itself. You make deep shots. Really nothing much said about that. This is a very good badge. If you can get it on silver or higher, definitely put it on. On bronze, there is no point. I have it on bronze, but I do not actually use the badge on my 6.9 because there just isn't any point. I'd rather use my badge points elsewhere, especially because it's a tier 3. But if you do get on silver or higher, definitely always put it on. So I know you guys want my personal badges that are being used on my 6.9. This is the build that I wagered nade and power in, and I beat them both. Go check those videos out if you haven't already. The links will be in the description. But anyway, these are my main badges on my 6.9. Amp silver, Agent 3 silver, Green Machine gold, and blinders on silver. Now for the badges not to use. I got a little hate last video, but it's still the same. Claymore, you have to wait like 2 seconds for it to activate, and by the time you're waiting 2 seconds, your defender's already going to be there. Do not use Claymore, just use Catch and Shoot instead. There is no point of Claymore in my opinion. The next badge not to use, I see a lot of people use it in like Pro-Am and Rec. It's good, but definitely not 2s and 3s, which is Volume Shooter. You just don't shoot like enough shots, and I'm the primary ball handler on 2s and 3s, and it's just not worth it. Like it's really not. In Pro-Am and Rec, it's definitely worth it. So I guess this is a badge to use and not to use depending on your game mode. 2s and 3s and 1s, don't use it. On Pro-Am and Rec, you could for sure use it. Next badge not to use is Deadeye. It just doesn't activate enough. You have to shoot basically a bad shot for it to work, and I don't like shooting bad shots, so there's no point to use this badge. Like, I want to shoot smart shots. You guys want to shoot smart shots, so don't use Deadeye unless you literally like to shoot bad shots, bro. And the last badge not to use, never, no matter what, use it, is Slippery Off Ball. There is no point to this badge whatsoever. I think what it does is it just, because I don't know like what benefit you get from it, I think it just counters off-ball pests to where you can't be held when someone's using off-ball pest on you, which is that badge hardly works anyway. Definitely do not use slippery off ball. If you guys need to learn how to shoot, I have a great video how to make every shot. You'll be a way better shooter after you watch that video. That is obviously on screen. I answered to all comments and questions. Have a good day. Go out.